Oh, okay, so I went to a few orientation events, but after the first one, I was kind of feeling scarred because, okay, I went to it with Nate Cerise, which was good because I needed to know someone because, like, they were doing all of these, like, get to know you activities in the dark, which really was not working, obviously, because it was in the dark and you couldn't see people or remember their names or faces because you're meeting too many of them, and it was in the dark. And basically, it was a whole bunch of activities where you had to touch strangers, which I was not into. It was weird. Like, I don't know. I'm a pretty touchy-feely person. I don't mind getting my personal space invaded to a certain extent. But when it was 3,000 freshmen trying to hug me, I think not. And I love hugs. I do. It was weird. So I kind of didn't go to many more of them. Or, like, I would go in bigger groups so that it was safer. Had to insulate myself from strangers. I went to, also, one of the orientation things I went to was the dump and run sale, which I guess is, here, the seniors, instead of dumping everything in dumpsters, they dump everything in Helen Newman Hall, which is a gym. And then a staff sorts through it and makes big piles of stuff, and you can go and kind of sift through things. You can go sift through all of their stuff that they leave behind. And so I got a pair of pants. I went looking for like storage crates, but they didn't have any that I actually had connectors or anything, so I didn't get any. Like, they had nothing good in that. But I got some clothes because I love secondhand clothing. And yeah, I got like a couple of sweaters and just things like that. You know, useful college-y things. Oh, and I got a pair of sweatpants too. And let's see, what else is next? Oh, I got a pair of new shoes. I'll show them to you. I got here and realized that I'd basically come with maybe 2 pairs of shoes that I could really wear around a lot, and so I went and got these. Look how beautiful they are. They're so lovely, these shoes. Very pretty dark gray. I looked at the Pumas, but they didn't have bright red, so I decided to go with this pretty, like, sleek, solid gray instead. Really like them, and they're very comfortable. Technically, I think they're running shoes. They're, like, I guess they're New Balances. Apparently there's some fancy new running shoe, but they were not monstrously expensive, and they have good foot support. I have a feeling I'll be wearing them. I signed up for Latin Israeli dancing. Yoga was full, so Latin Israeli dancing, here I come. New dance style? Yay, I'm excited. I think it'll be really cool. I love, doing new dance things, and what's really neat about being here is that there's so many free ways, although this technically isn't free, there's tuition for this, but there are so many free ways to try new dance styles, and yeah, that's pretty exciting. So I'm really excited about Latin Israeli dance, and when I know what it is, I'll tell you, because I have no idea what it is. Class-wise, everything's going great. Nothing much to report yet. We haven't really started learning anything. I have had like a lot of reading assignments though. And part of my introductory communications class is that I'm supposed to kind of keep up generally with the news. Like, I don't have to read a paper back to back, but I'm supposed to kind of generally know what's going on. And he's, my professor said, I really don't care what like news source you're getting it from. Just have a general idea of what's going on in the news and the like key categories, like know what's the big stuff in entertainment, etc. And so I was on the internet today looking at new stuff, and I found some pretty interesting things. One of them is that I read this cool article in the New York Times. I'm reading my little notes on it. It was about pregnant women with cancer and like treatments and things that, just some coverage of some general research. And there was this cool little fact that I wanted to share. According to this article, which I will try to put a link in, the sidebar, or maybe in a annotation of some kind. I will try to figure it out, because it was a really interesting article. And this is one of the facts from it. Women who have their first pregnancy before they turn 20 are 2 to 3 times less likely to get breast cancer than women who have their first pregnancy after 30. And this is pretty much in the article it says, yeah, that's basically the only argument for teen pregnancy that anyone could come up with, is that it will decrease your risk of breast cancer. But obviously, like, that's broad, though. Like, between 20 and 30, obviously, good time to have a kid, because you'll reduce your likelihood of getting breast cancer, and you won't have lost your natural fertility yet either. So, think about that. Think about